In this video, we're going to be talking about Amazon FBA. You probably read the title. So 10 things, actually 7 things to know before you start selling Amazon FBA. Whether you have started or you are just now thinking about starting, these things are going to help you. Okay. And if you have questions on any one of these things or you have additional questions, just let me know. Put it in the live chat, or if this is after the live video, just put it in the comment section below and I can answer that later. So the first thing I just want to talk about, the first thing that you need to know before you get into this business is this is actually a business. A lot of people consider eBay as a hobby. They don't consider it as an actual business. Technically, it would be a business. Amazon FBA is actually a business. When you send stuff to Amazon and you have processes in place, that is pretty much the definition of a business, something that you can take from step 1, step 2, step 3, go through the entire process. That would be my definition of a business. eBay is not technically that way. Also, when you sell something, you are pretty much liable for it. And again, another reason why this is a business, it's not a hobby. So if you're wanting to get in this, just kind of get your feet wet, that's fine. But understand that the people you're going to be going up against, your competition, every other seller out there, could be treating this as a business. So they will do whatever they can to crush you. And me as a seller, I don't want somebody else, coming on my listing, selling the exact same stuff, and they kind of, they don't really care if it sells. Doesn't really bother them because it's not really a business. It's a hobby. They're kind of just doing it for the fun of it. Now, you will also pay taxes. I believe it is Amazon sends your information to the IRS after you do, I think, 20 sales or 100 sales and $20,000 or more in a calendar year. I think that is what you have to do in order for them to send your sales information to the IRS here in the United States. Now, that I could be a little bit wrong on those numbers, but that's pretty much what it is. Now, the reason why that's important is because if you don't account for taxes and you're thinking, oh, I'm making, I just made, $100 today or whatever, but you don't account for those taxes that you made, you could be down at, $75, $70, even lower than that. So just be aware of that. What do I think about Canada and Amazon, especially if you're talking about doing retail arbitrage? Never done retail arbitrage in Canada, so I don't know. I have sold stuff in Canada, and it works just fine. It's just not as big of a market as the U.S. Second thing, potential profit is not the same as actual profit. When I first started, you can watch a lot of my videos here, and I still do it to this day because, and so I say, hey, I just bought this. So this is my dog's little bark collar thing, or shock collar, whatever it is. So I say, hey, I just bought this thing. That's $50 profit. But honestly, that's unrealized profit. It's potential profit. And I say that because it hasn't sold. And the reason why I bring this up is because you're going to watch videos here on my channel. You're going to watch videos all across YouTube, even over on Facebook, where people say profit, profit, profit. And the reason why they do that is because no one's going to say, this is my potential profit. This is my unrealized profit, because that's technically what it is. The only reason I say that is because just because you buy something for $10 and it's potentially going to be $50 profit, if you don't track that, so one of the softwares that I use is actually called Inventory Lab, so I can tell, okay, this is what I paid for it, this is when it sold, this is what it sold for, this is my actual profit. If you don't know that stuff, you'll never know how much money you're actually making. So one piece of advice I have for you guys, use Inventory Lab, use some type of software, use some type of tool to keep track of all your purchases and all the sales. Another thing that you should know before you start selling on Amazon FBA is Amazon FBA fees can kill your business. And anybody out there watching, let me know here in the live chat or in the comment section below. Have you ever purchased something where Amazon FBA fees just flat killed your profit? Because I purchase stuff all the time that it's not necessarily it's just killing my profit, that I'm losing money, but it's hurting. If Amazon didn't have those fees, I think the 15% commission, and then they have their FBA fees on top of that. So it all adds up. Okay, so just know that it will kill your business if you're selling like cheap items. So I usually recommend you sell stuff at least over $10, But let's say you sell something for $10. Okay, let me give you an actual example. You sell something for $10, great. But let's say it costs, let's say it's $1.50 for the Amazon commission. Let's say it's another $2.50 for the packing fee, all that stuff. Okay, so just know that if you pay $4 in fees and it's a $10 item, you sell for $10, $4 in fees, you still have your buy costs in there. So if you're buying it for more than $6, you're losing money to begin with. So I usually say try to make sure your items are selling for at least $15 because it gives you a little bit of wiggle room. But I bought stuff and I sell stuff all the time for $8 to $10, but it's cost me less than $1. So just keep that in mind. Do you only pay taxes if you reach over $20,000 a year? No. Okay. Now I'm not gonna get into taxes and all that stuff, but if you make $1, the U.S. government, the IRS says you should pay taxes on that dollar because that is income. Okay, so in income taxes, yes, you make even 10 cents, you should be paying taxes on that 10 cents. It will be very small, but you should still be paying taxes on that 10 cents. Okay, how much are the fees? 50%. So fees are not 50%. Actually, just want to let you know, the Amazon FBA fees are not 50%. The Amazon commission for a sale is 15%. Then they add on additional fees if you're doing Amazon FBA, which is completely different than Amazon itself. Okay, Amazon takes their fee, then fulfillment by Amazon takes their fee as well. So just understand that it's not 50%, but it can be. If you sell something for $5, Amazon will take 100% of that. $4, 100%. Okay, it doesn't matter what you buy it for. You buy it for $100, or someone could give you $10 to take it, but Amazon's going to charge you more than what you're going to sell it for in their fees and their commissions, just because their fees are based on the sale price, based on like weight, stuff like that. So just be aware of that. And if you're using like your smartphone to look at this stuff, always look it up. Just because you're going to get it for $1 and it's going to sell for $5 doesn't mean it's profitable. It could be more trouble than it's worth. Number 4, retail arbitrage is not dead. Okay, I've talked about this before. I know a bunch of other people have talked about it as well. Retail arbitrage is not dead. And I'm going to continue to say that, far into this year. Even in 2018, I'll probably continue to say that because retail arbitrage, I don't see it going anywhere. I see it getting harder. I see a lot of new sellers coming in and they're struggling with retail arbitrage because they say 100% of stuff is restricted. They can't sell toys, they can't sell, grocery, they can't sell, shoes, they can't sell all this stuff. Okay, and that's not necessarily the 100% truth. But not only that, Fisher Price is restricted, Nike's restricted, Kraft is restricted, whatever else, KitchenAid restricted. It's not all restricted. To a lot of new sellers, yes, it is. That's why it's getting so hard for new sellers to come in and do retail arbitrage. But that doesn't mean you can't make money with it. Okay, you just got to find other methods to go along with it. You really got to diversify your business. So if any of you are not diversified, if any of you, let me know. Hit that thumbs up button if you are strictly doing just one sourcing method. That's retail arbitrage or online arbitrage, private label, wholesale, garage sales, thrifting, whatever it is. If you're only doing one of those businesses, one of those sourcing methods, you are going to hurt your business and hurt your future, because if something happens and it's just difficult to get those products now, you have no other way to find more inventory, so your business suffers. So that's why I recommend find other sources. Don't go 100% private label. Don't go 100% wholesale. Even though those are more stable, it's still, you're investing all your time and effort into those businesses. I like to stay diversified just because I want to see my business be consistent, not have these big peaks and valleys in it. Okay. Number 5, veteran sellers use tools. Now, you probably heard this before. I know I've said it here on my channel. I know a bunch of other people say it as well. Use software, use tools, use someone else's resources to get yourself ahead. I say this because I use repricing software. I use scanning tools. I use, online research tools, tactical arbitrage, OA X-ray. I use all this stuff. Okay. The reason why it's so important is because it's going to help you pretty much, limit if you have a limited amount of time, it's going to help you build your business in that limited amount of time. So let's say you I don't know, have 2,000 units or 2,000 items, 2,000 different items over at Amazon. You don't want to go through Amazon every single day, every hour of the day, repricing all your inventory to hopefully be, within a certain percentage of the buy box. And the reason I say that is because that's a lot of time. That's a lot of work. So I use a repricing software, an automated repricer called Be Cool. The link will be in the description box below. Yes, it is an affiliate link, but the reason I use it, it's very cheap to get into. I think it's $25 a month for the beginner or the basic package, and it does what it needs to do. It reprices all my inventory, and puts it into the kind of bracket or whatever that I specify into this certain category. And so it makes it very easy. I don't have to do that. The nice thing about this is when I use that repricing software, my sales go up every single time. Okay, use that. A scanning tool. I have one somewhere. Not sure where it went. Maybe it's in the car. But I have, so I use a tool called the KDC 200i. It's just a little scan fob. Hook it up to your phone, and it works very well. Speeds up the entire process. Doesn't kill your battery on your smartphone. And if you're like most people, you only have one smartphone, that's where you will struggle. You either need to keep a battery charger on you or something, because your battery will die. Prep companies is another one. Like I said, we use tools. We use other people's resources. I could go out and hire a team of people to do all the prepping, all that work for me, but why? What's the point of having additional headaches of more employees when you could just outsource the entire thing? Which leads me to the last point, is virtual assistants. If you are not using a virtual assistant to do anything on Amazon FBA or anything in your personal life or anything on your online business, you need to get a virtual assistant. I have virtual assistants that just do all my online arbitrage research for me. I have virtual assistants that go and research private label products, that do all the contact information and put all that stuff together for wholesale. Also have virtual assistants that run other aspects of my business. So a virtual assistant can pretty much do anything for you. One example I gave somebody a few months back was I needed tickets to a soccer game to go watch the Seattle Sounders. So I actually had my virtual assistant go and look it up, find the best price, best seats, all that stuff, and book it. Okay, so virtual assistants can really help you out. Number 6, this business can become a full-time job or a full-time business, full-time income. It's going to be a lot of work. You can scale this business. Once you scale it to that point where it's like, okay, I'm making $10,000 a month and I'm happy with that, you can then figure out, okay, now I can get in a virtual assistant. I can maybe hire one employee. I can start, utilizing prep companies and different services to, really take my time and make it more valuable. So instead of spending 20 hours a week running my Amazon FBA business, maybe it's only 4 or 5 hours because I'm outsourcing the rest. So this can become a full-time income on a part-time basis, but you have to put in the work. You need to do it now. If any of you have been putting in the work, let's say, how much did you guys start with? Anybody watching, put it in the comment section. How much did you start with when you first began? And how long did it take you to build up to where you are now? Some people, it's very quick. I had a client that he took $100 and within, I think it was like 9 weeks, 8 or 9 weeks, something like that. He went from $100 to $19,000 total. Okay, that's not profit. That's total. Because obviously he has $100 they started with. So that's total, $100 to $19,000. And he did this all through, he bought books, he bought, what did he buy? And used electronics. That's what he bought. Those two things did very well. So it can become a full-time business. And that kind of leads me into my last thing, is you can start with very little money. Like I said, $100. I recommend anybody that's starting this business, start with $100. And I don't say that because, this business isn't going to work and all that stuff. This business is a great business. You can make a lot of money. But the biggest issue I see people having is they just throw thousands of dollars, okay, at this, whatever, at, some toy or some trinket or some, little gadget. And they think this thing's just going to sell off the shelves. I'll be making, $20 profit per sale. That may or may not happen. What I want you to do first is start with, a little bit of money, $100, $250, maybe $500. Invest that into products, do retail arbitrage, buy books, buy things that and then send it in Amazon and just feel out the process. If you can do this, time and time again, you're going to see, okay, this business works. You proved it to yourself. Now start putting in money. Start dumping, your life savings into this business, because it can make you a lot of money. Now, when I say life savings, I'm not saying go, throw every single penny you have at this business, because that's still a little risky, but it is what it is. You can make some great money in this business, but you got to do it right. So I just wanted to let you guys know those 7 things, before you start selling on Amazon FBA. Like I said, if you're already selling on Amazon FBA, you know some of those things, but I may have said something that you didn't already know. So hopefully that is the case. But, do you guys have any questions? I'll leave this open for a couple minutes. Got some questions, and I'll answer those. But yeah, Amazon FBA is a great business, and I'm not just saying that because I have courses or programs or services tied to Amazon FBA. I'm saying that because this is a business I started years ago, and I'm happy I did. Before that, I was doing all eBay. Okay, now I wasn't just doing eBay. I had other things going on as well, but the only reselling that I was doing was eBay and a little bit on Craigslist. And I'm happy I got into Amazon FBA because it freed up my time. Using Amazon itself doesn't free up your time. The FBA platform is what frees up your time. So that's why I recommend Amazon FBA so much to people, because I don't just value money. Money is great, and money can buy you a lot of things, but money gives you options. Money is what ties you to different opportunities. If you don't have money, you're never going to have those options. If you don't have money and you don't have options, you're probably going to be working every single hour of the day in order to make money for that hour worked. That's not the case for me anymore. I used to do that a long time ago, and I hated it. It was one of the worst worst decisions I ever made, was to go find a job. I was 16 years old, and it sucked. Okay, but again, I don't want to get into that. But just know, if you're working for somebody else, if you're helping them out, doing all the stuff, getting paid hourly, you are screwing yourself over for the rest of your life. You need to get out. I'm not saying it's a trap, but honestly, it kind of is. Okay. Billionaire Tour says, I'm selling in Canada, but it seems like dead, or because I'm a newbie. So Canada isn't dead. Obviously it's not dead. Amazon FBA in Canada is not dead. Amazon sales are still going really well. Start getting into other markets. UK is still good. Germany, I think is, I don't know, it's supposed to be, really big soon. They say it's going to overtake the US. Who knows? Start looking into other markets. US market is not the only one. Canada is still good. Like I said, I still sell stuff in Canada. It's not as, I don't sell as much as in the US, but you still get sales. Okay. I sell on Craigslist and make a living. I'd like to move over to Amazon or eBay so I can go live in the sticks and still make a living. Yeah, Bill, I still sell on Craigslist, but it's mostly like cars, big things like that I can't flip on Amazon. And eBay, I'm not really a big fan of eBay. I don't sell on eBay. I hardly ever buy on eBay. I bought one thing, or actually I buy car parts. Honestly, I buy car parts, and that's about it when I'm flipping cars. Other than that, it's pretty much everything on Amazon. Alejandro says, can we use AliExpress to get lower quantity products for our FBA business? Yes, you can. And people do this all the time. One thing I say is, do not do drop shipping from AliExpress to an Amazon customer, because it takes so long. They will cancel their order, and you will get your account shut down. Now, if you buy, let's say you buy, I had an item somewhere that I picked up. I don't know where it's at. Anyway, but I picked up an item from AliExpress, and I picked this up. I just wanted to see kind of what it looked like. And then I bought the same exact items from Alibaba, found the manufacturer that did this exact same product. And I think I paid, it was like $8 and something for that one item. And I think for 250 items, I paid, I think it was like $260 some. So it really cuts the cost down when you are buying, a larger quantity. But I do understand your question of getting a lower quantity, just to start. But again, at the same time, by getting lower quantity, your price per unit is going up, and it's going to go up drastically. So I'm not big on AliExpress. I know a bunch of people that do it and do drop shipping over on eBay, and they do a great job. They run a fantastic business, and it's very profitable. But at the same time, it's very slow shipping. How aggressive do you really have to be to sell on FBA? I've seen lots of turnovers on Amazon of over 10K, but I'm always concerned that the profit margins aren't very high. Some things you can have extremely good profit margins. Some things are not as good. Grocery products, I don't do extremely well. Well, I do. Okay, I do very well with grocery products, but as far as my profit margins, they're nothing. Okay, it's very low. You got to put up a lot of money for grocery. That also kind of ties in with wholesale, because that's where I'm getting most of my products. Most of my grocery products is from wholesale accounts. And so yeah, the profit margin isn't great, but it's a consistent, sustainable business that you can keep going. So that's why I like it. But as far as being aggressive, if you're doing retail arbitrage, private label, stuff like that, you don't have to be that aggressive. With retail arbitrage, you have to be a little bit more aggressive just because you have so much competition. With private label, if you pick the right product, this is part of what I talk about over on my private label course, is if you pick the right product and you do the right promotions, you don't have to be extremely aggressive. You don't have to give away every single one of your products. You can still make money. You can still have a great income from this, but you have to start. That's the key, is just start somewhere. So again, I just want to thank you guys for watching this live stream. Again, I'm going to try to do more of these. Try to do at least one a week. My goal is 2, but my pretty much my requirement is I'm gonna do 1 a week. Okay, that's what I've set for myself. So if you like these videos, make sure you smash that thumbs up button. If you have any questions on Amazon FBA or just getting started, put that in the comment section below. Let me know how I can help you out, and I'll see you guys on the next video.